Today I'm reviewing the Austrian Audio HI-X65 studio headphones. The 65s are currently the flagship model in the Austrian Audio lineup.
Nico knows tech, all your tech tips and reviews on deck. Nico knows tech, #1 channel with the news on check.
Now for full disclosure, Austrian Audio did send me these free of cost, however I reached out to them, not the other way around. This will be an honest review. Before we get started, cue the unboxing montage. Inside the box, just like the HI-X65s and X15s, is a hand-signed quality certificate. Austrian Audio does in fact inspect their products before they leave the factory. Also included is a basic drawstring bag with the branding on it. It is a suede-like material, but it's fabric. Also inside you get two headphone cables. You get the 10-foot cable, and then you also get a shorter 3-foot cable. They both are 2.5mm interlocking. That goes to a 3.5mm with a 1/4" adapter. The cable itself is very resilient, and it's also a lay flat, so it's not going to maintain a memory. Similar to like an XLR microphone cable, if it's sitting across the desk, it's going to lay flat instead of curling up. Now, regarding the design and the construction, the build quality is very rugged. We have an almost all metal design here. This metal headband here is very high strength, very durable. All of the points where this is going to be under pressure are made of metal. There is some plastic down here around the cup of the driver, but this is all metal. Metal here. This part here is plastic, however the metal headband is underneath. And we have metal joints, and these actually do swivel, and they do fold. Very durable, rugged design, and in my opinion it actually looks pretty cool. I like a lot of metal. Now at face value, when you compare the X65s with the 55s, it would look like the 65s are just an open back 55s. That's actually not the case. There are some subtle differences. You can tell that on the X55s, we have more of a mesh on the inside of the ear cup, and it's actually all smooth on the 65s. Another thing to note is that on the ear cups of the 65s, they're actually ported and have ventilation holes here. You don't find that on the 55s, and some people have actually complained that the seal is too much of an airtight suction on the 55s, and it's very airy inside the 65s. However, you should expect that on an open back set of headphones. Now on the headband and on the ear cups is all a slow retention memory foam, which is extremely squishy and soft and plush. It's some of the best on a headband that I've had as far as memory foam here. The ear cups are also very soft and plushy, real memory foam. It's a little bit more stiff than the 55s. However, I find that it's actually better because on the 55s, it would lose its shape after being on your head for about 30 minutes and heats up. It would actually flatten out and your ear would touch the driver. Not the case on the 65s. Now as far as comfort, they are fully adjustable. They will extend out that way, and they will fit someone's pretty big head. And as far as the comfort, I find them to be extremely comfortable. They're up in my top 3 of most comfortable headphones in general, and I'm talking about high-end hi-fi headphones as well as studio cans. They are exceptionally comfortable. They are angled to the ear correctly, and the memory foam is really soft. There is a bit of a clamping force, but due to how soft the memory foam is on the top and on the ear cups, it's really manageable, and I find that I can wear these for extended mixing sessions. So in a nutshell, I would say they're very comfortable. Now, one nice feature about the 65s is that they're exceptionally easy to drive. With an impedance of 25 ohms, you could even power them off of a cell phone. Right now I have them plugged into my Rode Podcaster, which doesn't have a very powerful amp, and it has no problem driving the 65s. Now, regarding how they sound, I want to point out that these are professional audio cans and not hi-fi cans. Even though there is some overlap, these were designed first and foremost to be studio, mixing, mastering cans, so when I talk about their performance, I'm mostly applying them to pro audio. Now, 65s have an almost perfectly natural sound. They don't have the same reflection that the 55s have, even though it's very pleasant on the 55s. It's very natural sounding, and that I can attribute to its open back design. One thing I will note is that they're not exactly flat. They are almost perfectly flat, but they are slightly mid-forward. Now, the clarity on the 65s is stunning. There is so much clarity, instrument separation, and details, especially within the mids. The bass guitars are going to be extremely detailed. Vocals are right exactly where you want them. I like to consider the 65s as to using a magnifying glass on the mid-range. However, you can hear very good in the highs, and the lows are a little bit recessed, but that I can attribute to them being open back. You can fix that with EQ. Still, you can hear the bass, and it's going to be very tight. Due to the open back nature of these headphones, there is a lot of bleed, which is typical of open backs, but it is very much so in the 65s. I wouldn't recommend them for recording in certain circumstances. For example, if you're a vocalist in front of the mic, the last thing you want is the headphones bleeding into the microphone you're trying to record from. I could also find this as a potential problem for DJs or front of the house mixers, because you can't close it off and you're going to have everything come into your headphones as well. I did, however, find that they were very natural when I'm using them in the control center, where I have my studio monitors playing and I can use my headphones, and the headphones were a magnifying glass in the details, while I could still hear a bit of what was going on in the mix, so that I don't have this mismatch of levels when I transition from headphones to speakers or from speakers to headphones. I also found the 65s to be very useful in level matching. When I had to manage levels of different guitars and different vocalists, where I had to make sure that two different tracks were the exact same levels, the detail that it gave me, I was able to do really good level matching in the mastering process. Now, the soundstage is wide enough, and I say that for open backs. You don't want the soundstage to be too wide because it can actually be distracting when you're mixing, but it is wide enough for it to be natural. It's significantly wider than most open backs, but it's not as wide as some open backs are, but then again, it's right exactly where you want it. You don't want to have something that's an instrument that's supposed to be spaced 6 feet away from the listener to sound like it's 20 feet away. So I think they got that part right. Now, 65s are very much on the fast side, very little bloom between instruments, and makes them very analytical. Now, as far as them appealing to the audiophile market, these would bridge the gap because of their exceptional clarity. They would not appeal to bass heads because the bass is recessed. They are very open back in the way they sound as far as the bass. However, you can punch it up a bit. It will be on the tight side. It's not going to be boomy at all. And as far as distortion levels, very low distortion. They are very good hi-fi cans as well. You can get some sibilance whenever there's sibilance in the track, because they're definitely designed for you to be able to detect sibilance. They don't generate a whole lot of sibilance on their own, so that is definitely a +1 as far as enjoyment listening. I do find myself enjoying these for listening to music because first off, they're very comfortable. They sound really good. They are not as dynamic as a lot of hi-fi cans because they are professional audio cans meant to be very flat. And but a lot of people in the audiophile community do like studio cans to listen to exactly what the producer was listening to. What's your preferred set of cans? Tell me about it in the comments section. Also, if you'd like to pick up this product, I do have affiliate links in the description. Hope you found this review helpful. If you like it, please click like and consider subscribing. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time.